served as a conduit for regional trade and finance. Yet, despite the SCO's significant achievements in political and security cooperation, financial integration within the bloc remains underdeveloped, presenting both a challenge and an opportunity. As someone deeply involved in Pakistan's capital market, I believe that Pakistan's stock exchange, PSX, as you know, can and should play a pivotal role in anchoring financial cooperation under the SCO framework. For the convenience of the youngsters sitting here, may I recall that until 2016, there were three stock exchanges in Pakistan: Karachi, Lahore, and Islamabad. In 2016, all the three stock exchanges got merged and Pakistan Stock Exchange formed. And the 40% stake has been at that time taken over by the Chinese exchanges, consortium of Chinese three exchanges, and one of the Pakistani very large bank and the development financial institution. So, and even the software today we use for the Pakistan Stock Exchange was developed and used by the Chinese exchange, and that's why you have seen our stock market, the tremendously growth in the volume wise and the value wise. That is the primary reason as well. The SCO has taken initial steps towards financial collaboration. The SCO Interbank Consortium, established in 2005, aims to finance priority projects across member states. Similarly, discussions have been ongoing about the use of local currencies in trade and investment, particularly among China, Russia, and Central Asian states, to reduce dependency on the US dollars. However, these measures remain fragmented and limited in scope. Unlike the European Union, which has developed deep financial institutions and capital market integration, the SCO's financial cooperation remains under institutionalized. The absence of the the absence of the unified capital market, regional investment fund, or coordinated regulatory framework continues to restrict the flow of capital within the region. So let me also share that Rawalpindi Chamber of Commerce and Industry is planning to take a delegation to one of the very important Central Asian states, and we are trying to rebuild the banking channel between Pakistan and Central Asian states. That is a pivot for the trade. Pakistan economy is undergoing a period of sustained transformation supported by macroeconomic stabilization and fiscal discipline. Over the past decade, real GDP growth averaged 3.39% annually, with financial year 2025 recording 2.68 growth, despite global uncertainties. So there are few very good news about Pakistan's economy in last couple of years. The inflation, which peaked at 38% in May 2023, fell dramatically to 3.2% by June 2025, from 38% to 3.2%, thanks to tight monetary policy and easing commodity prices. The current account swung into a US dollar 2.1 billion surplus, $1 billion surplus in financial year 2025, reversing a US dollar 2.1 billion deficits the previous year. So, buoyed by the record remittances of US dollar 38 billion and robust exports as well. Foreign exchange reserves strengthened to $14.5 billion, covering 2.5 months of imports. Bilateral support, particularly from China, rolled over 3.4 billion US dollars in loans, further reinforcing external stability. These improvements earned Pakistan a credit rating upgrade by Fitch. So there are three international agencies who are doing the credit rating: Fitch, S&P, and Moody's. So all the three credit rating agencies have upgraded Pakistan from the lowest to so constantly in last 2 years we have seen the upgradation by the international credit rating agencies. This macroeconomic turnaround provided fertile ground for the capital market performance. Fiscal year 2025 will be remembered as a landmark year for the Pakistan Stock Exchange. The PSX made headlines when the KSE 100 index surged to an all time closing high of nearly 149,000. Now, today it is 150,000 points, briefly crossing the symbolical, the psychological level. So, making it Asia's best performing stock market during this period. To put this in perspective, the first 50,000 points took 26 years. Our index, KSC 100 index, was formed in 1991. So in 2017, the first 50,000 was achieved. The second 50,000 points took 8 years between 2017 to 2024. And the last 50,000 points took less than 10 months. So this is the tremendous growth of Pakistan's capital market in last, especially 2 years. This rally was not speculative, let me assure you. It was grounded in improved macroeconomic indicators, stable policy direction, and attractive equity valuations. By June 2025, the PSX had posted a cumulative US dollar terms exceeding 200% return in financial year 24 and 25, making it the best performing equity market globally over 2 consecutive years. Other notable achievements included the market capitalization. In 2023, the market capitalization has gone down to $20 billion. So, alhamdulillah, now it is $65 billion. And investor participation has risen tremendously. So, in last 1 year, 70,000 new investors have added to the Pakistan Stock Exchange. And so is the daily traded volume and value of the stock exchange. Let me also inform you, the dear audience, that although there are 550 listed companies at Pakistan Stock Exchange, but half of them are Sharia compliant Islamic companies. I mean, they are, for example, Colgate and Mizan Bank, and they're different type of things, but they are Sharia compliant. And the daily turnover take place around 70 to 80% turnover take place in the Sharia compliant
Old
companies. So
friend Shakir Ahmed Rami, CEO of the Asian Institute of Eco-Civilization Research and Development. This event and our gratitude for Asian Institute of Eco-Civilization Research and Development, AIERD, for hosting this important event. 7 years after China last held the rotating presidency, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Tianjin Summit, which bears great expectations and unprecedented scale, has commenced today, this morning actually. More than 20 countries, foreign leaders, including His Excellency Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif, and the 10 heads of international organizations have gathered in Tianjin. Tianjin is a coastal city east of Beijing in northern China. They together discussed plans for regional development and mapped out a blueprint for win-win cooperation. It is truly timely and of great significance that AIERD is now hosting this seminar. I believe maybe the first seminar after the official SCO summit in the member state, which aligns closely with the Tianjin summit's spirit and focuses on the core of development. At the SCO Tianjin Summit held this morning, President Xi Jinping and all other member states leaders signed the Tianjin Declaration, approved the SCO development strategy for the next decade, and they issued a statement on the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Second World War and the founding of the United Nations. They have adopted 24 outcome documents covering the strengthening of security, economic and people-to-people cooperation, as well as organizational development. In his keynote speech, President Xi Jinping pointed out that over the past 24 years, SCO member states have stayed true to the original aspiration of the Shanghai spirit, which embodies mutual trust, mutual benefit, equality, consultation, respect for diverse civilizations, and the pursuit of common development. By sharing opportunities and seeking development together, we have achieved a series of pioneering and historic outcomes in advancing SCO building and cooperation. In the political field, the consistent theme running through our efforts has been solidarity and mutual trust among member states. This is evident in our work to enhance military trust in border issues. It concludes treaties on long-term good neighborly friendship and cooperation, respect each other's development path, support each other's core interests, exchange experiences in governance, and align national development strategies. In the face of various forms of power politics and hegemonic behavior, member states of SCO have firmly upheld the basic norms of international relations, always speaking up for justice, standing firm for fairness, and supporting each other at the earliest opportunity. In the security field, the SCO took the lead in establishing a mechanism for military trust in border areas, turning thousands of miles of borders into bonds of friendship, mutual trust, and cooperation. We were among the first to launch multilateral actions against the three evils, namely terrorism, separatism, and extremism. Advanced law enforcement and security cooperation in a solid manner, properly managed and resolved disputes, and clearly opposed external interference, all of which have safeguarded regional peace and stability. In the economic and trade field, ties between member states have grown closer. In 2024, China's accumulated investment in other ASEAN member states exceeded $84 billion, as just mentioned by brother. And the annual bilateral trade volume between China and other member states surpassed $500 billion. China has also actively shared its successful experience in agriculture, technology, manufacturing, and industrial synergy with other member states, while deepening cooperation in emerging areas such as green technology and digital infrastructure. I'd like to just now hear the previous speakers also talk about areas of health, cooperation, capital market, investment, impact. These are all very important areas. These efforts help optimize the industrial and the supply chains in other member states and enhance the autonomy and the sustainability of their economic development. In the field of connectivity, the SCO's network of hard connectivity continues to improve. In 2024, night ensured energy supply. The China-Tajikistan highway and the China-Kyrgyzstan-Uzbekistan highway facilitated land transportation, and the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, and the Trans-Caspian International Transport Corridor deepened regional cooperation. This connectivity network has laid a states in the culture and the people-to-people bonds of soft media and the think tank summits have built platforms for ideological exchanges among member states. Youth camps have helped young people from different countries enhance friendship and mutual understanding. Cultural events such as the SCO film festivals have allowed diverse civilizations to shine in harmony. Meanwhile, centering on the theme of SCO Year of Sustainable Development, China has hosted special forums on green development, as well as a series of activities, including poverty alleviation, experience sharing, and green and low carbon technology training, focused on upgrading development drivers. These initiatives provide intellectual support and practice references for member states to achieve sustainable development. China has always linked its own development with the development of the SCO member states and with the aspiration of the people of all the countries for a better life. And this disputes by practicing global governance featuring extensive consultation and joint contribution for shared benefits, we have effectively advanced world peace and development. Just as my brother Rami just mentioned, this afternoon, President Xi Jinping at the Shanghai SCO Plus Summit this afternoon just announced the Global Governance Initiative, which is, I think you are familiar with the three global initiatives President Xi Jinping has announced: Global Development Initiative, Global Security Initiative, and also Global Civilization System. So now this is a Global Governance Initiative, which will provide Chinese wisdom and the solution to the current global and governance system. China and Pakistan are all-weather strategic cooperative partners, fellow SCO members, important members of the Global South, and key forces in the international community for upholding justice and fairness and promoting development and prosperity. China-Pakistan cooperation under the SCO framework has always been a model for regional collaboration. Last year, Pakistan successfully hosted the 23rd meeting of the Council of Heads of Government of the SCO member states in Islamabad, building an efficient platform for advancing political SCO cooperation. This year, Pakistan has strongly supported China's work as the rotating presidency and actively participate in the serious activities for the SCO Year of Sustainable Development. We are ready to work with Pakistan and other SCO members to make the most of the opportunities brought by this year's SCO Tianjin Summit, jointly build an even closer SCO community with a shared future, and contribute more to promoting peace, stability, and development in the region and beyond. Thank you all. Shukriya. Chinpa Doti Jinaba.
We're having a mutual, proper group on the GDI, like on the Global Development Initiatives. And it is one of its own kind of example, as we discussed about, the good governance mechanism when we talk about the Sustainable Development Goals. At the same time, when we think and we look about the GDIs of China, how they have achieved and how they have worked on the poverty, on health, on education, and whatnot. So I think these are the best practices which we can learn from each other, and we are looking forward for doing more. And yes, I really wanted to congratulate and a great tribute to all the Chinese, and of course the deputy mission who's sitting over here, and of course the people of the China, on the successful hosting event of SCO, which is happening now in China. For me, of course, it's a great honor to join you all at this very important supporting program of the SCO Summit 2025. As before that, before like coming over the stage on this podium, most of all the speakers, they have shared great ideas. So I'll try to not go into the repetition of that, and I'll just try to be, very relevant and not to do the repetition. And of course, I really wanted to say congrats to the think tank. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan geographically positions gives us a unique advantage. We are the gateway linking South Asia, Central Asia, and the Middle East through initiatives like the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. We have already demonstrated how connectivity translates into economic corridors of growth, resilience, and opportunity. Connectivity is not only about roads and ports. It is about digital linkages, energy cooperation, cultural exchange, and climate-smart development. It is the key to building a stable, prosperous Eurasian landscape. In today's multiple world, South-South cooperation stands as a powerful engine for development. By sharing technology, trade, access, and sustainable practices, developing countries can uplift each other and break traditional dependency cycles. Pakistan's views this as central to its foreign policy vision to advance mutual growth, food and energy security, and climate-compatible progress with its partners in Global South. Ladies and gentlemen and excellencies, Pakistan is shifting its focus from geopolitical towards geoeconomics. Our emphasis is on enhancing trade and investment corridors through the SCO frameworks. When we talk about this, I wanted to mention the promoting climate resilience and renewable energy partnerships, acting as a connector state between East and West, North and South. This is not just a strategic, it is a strategy. It is our responsibility to ensure that our region thrives on cooperation rather than competition. We can learn from China the way they have come up and how they have worked with each other and how they promote their people, and they worked on the GDI, and in that way they have overcome from the poverty. How they are now going towards the solutions in the peaceful way, and a great peaceful example for the region. Today's event highlights the importance of intellectual, diplomatic, and people-to-people exchanges that complement the SCO Summit. I commend the effort of AID Think Tank and China Media Group for fostering this platform. Pakistan stands ready to work hand in hand with SCO members and partners to build a region that is economically vibrant, politically stable, and environmentally sustainable. Let's move together through connectivity, cooperation, and commitment towards a shared, prosperous future. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Ms. Romina Khurshid Alam. With your presence in the in Parliament and the convener of the group,
Madam Romana Khurshid, my colleague in the Parliament, Mr. Tasawwur Zaman, China Media Group, great neighbors, and I vividly remember most of you are young in this audience, may not be remembering, but I vividly remember 1969 when President Nixon visited China, and Premier Chu Enlai greeted him and categorically mentioned that Pakistan is the moderator, Pakistan is the coordinator between friendship of two great nations. So please always remember this, our coordination of Pakistan. So this I remember, and still I feel that both those nations are coordinating and cooperating with Pakistan, and we have a privilege to be friend with both of great nations. And China, of course, is our strategic friend, and our friendship is deeper than ocean and higher than skies. No doubt, an ironclad friendship. We have always had a coordination and cooperation. So this ECO meeting in China, in which the various countries of the world, about 1/3 of global economy and 40% of the population of the world, they are attending this SCO conference. And in this conference, President Xi Jinping has advanced very innovative idea of global coordination, global cooperation, and global governance. So this is the idea. We should have no room now to have confrontation between the nations. This is the time when global coordination and global governance is required, and President Xi has been pioneer of advocating this idea. Two great nations. I know that about a few decades ago, U.S. economy was 8 times to China, and now presently only the U.S. economy is 25% to higher than the China. The huge difference from 800% economy, which was bigger USA economy, is now only 25%. And I feel that this SCO conference has a potential, and then there is a coordination between these nations, and that should be the remarkable aspect of this conference. And I think that all over the world, this will be very much appreciated, this new idea. Up to now, we have been seeing the blocks and regional groups, and now this idea of having a global governance and global leadership is very important and innovative for the world economy. We have to work together for the joint benefit of mankind. So that is more and more important, and I feel China is taking the lead in this aspect. And we remember China and Pakistan. I know about this. I first visited China on 12th November 1972, and I visited more than 50 times on business. Every 6 months, I used to visit China. And why I came to the politics, I must mention very clearly. I am a businessman, come from a business family. My family is in business since 140 years. And we never thought about politics. But when I used to visit China, I witnessed their fantastic and phenomenal growth. Every 6 months, I found that those people, they are giving benefit to the people. I myself witnessed. At that time, we businessmen used to go China to in Canton Fair, Kangchao Fair. Then I used to see that, observe that mostly Pakistani businessmen from Karachi, Lahore, and other countries, they used to give more ideas about business and more thinking at that time. But China made a phenomenal growth, and now we feel that they are second largest economy, and they about 700 million people who are below poverty line are now removed from that. So this is unique, never happened in last, I don't remember in the history of last 1,000 years that such thing happened. Consistently, 35 years, there is a growth of 10%, double-digit growth. And that is the remarkable thing. We should work on that. Our population at present in Pakistan is 40 to 45% below poverty. So we should take lesson and learning from them. We should not have, even internally, we should not have confrontation between us. We should have, I appreciate President Xi, this vision of a global governance and global cooperation. And I feel that Pakistan is definitely towards that. I mentioned that why I came into the politics. So I had a dedication that how can, if the China can develop such, and what they did, I learned clearly that they gave more and more emphasis to education at that time. Still from 72, this is 53 years of my personal experience, and I have seen one generation only, in one generation, there's this phenomenal growth, and 700 million populations who are not poor now. That is the achievement which we should have a political thinking about that. If we are having different thinking about politics, we have being confrontations. Of course, democracy is very important, and our institutions growth, of course, is important. But I think the most important and which we should emphasize is that of the development of mankind, the education, the health, and all other aspects. So Pakistan, of course, is learning this idea from China. I thank you very much, all ladies and gentlemen and excellencies here. So I think this is the theme of our SCO conference. Pakistan is attending, we are having B2B meetings. BOI, Board of Investment Ministry, is arranging that meeting Beijing on the 4th of September, and about 500 businessmen. Very huge number of businessmen. I have never in my life of 59 years of business witnessed like that conference in which 500 businessmen are going there to have B2B interaction. And I think it will be very successful. And we wish that together with China, Pakistan should also be able to have double-digit growth. Thank you very much.